Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name is Joel Duggan, and we're hanging out on the Citadel server again today. We are in the Nether, and unfortunately the map doesn't really show where we are, but we're in the underside of the giant donut farm for killing zombified piglins. We're going to refresh our tools from the work that we did yesterday. Big shout out and thanks to Scotsman UK for 100 bits, Voldare for the sub, tier 1 sub, 5 months in a row, and MindTripMedia for 100 bits. That kicked off a hype train in the starting soon screen, and that's on the go for another 20 seconds. If you want to participate, you can use 100 bits, a tier 1 sub, or a prime sub. Thanks very much for the support, folks. What a cool way to kick off the stream. So we're just going to go upstairs and fix the tools, because we have more digging and placing to do back in West Hill. And I think I have everything that I need from here. We'll mend those two. That doesn't have mending on it. I don't think I have any books in here. Once upon a time I used to, I think, but I don't think I keep them in here anymore. I should probably keep a couple mending books in here. I think we'll just go with the shovel and the hoe to start. Getting pretty good at that. And of course we need to turn down the game. So this will take a couple of minutes, but the good news is there's a lot of piglins coming in, so it won't be terrible in terms of weight. Pandal, hello, welcome back. Canada Raz, good to see you. Happy Sunday to you too, Voldare. Cosmic, thank you as always for hanging out, being one of the moderators, keeping all the ruckus in line. Looking at you, Pandal. I'm teasing. Please don't take me literal internet. That's a lot of dudes. It is a lot of dudes. But that's good because it means we're not going to be sitting here forever. It might have something to do with the fact that I was here AFK during that starting soon screen. For like 5-6 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe 10 altogether before I started the stream. So maybe that had something to do with the amount of piglins spawning. I don't know. Ooh, you know what the other thing might be? I logged off here, so it could be that when I logged in, we've not loaded any of the nether. Like it's just the immediate area. So just the spawn donut is loaded. That could be it. That could be why we ended up with so many spawns. Elcore95 is here. Speaking of moderators. Who moderates the moderators? That's the real question. Elcorn, do you keep Cosmic in line, or is it the other way around? I imagine if you wanted to get your way, all you had to do is bribe Cosmic with flowers, and then you'd be good. Virtual flowers, even. Maybe puppies, but probably flowers. Well, that's 2 tools fixed. I think the elytra are probably already fixed. Yep. Pretty easy. The shovel was the big one. Considering that you moderate Elcorn's stream too, that's fair. Hey, True Purple, welcome in. So hopefully this won't take too long. We've got some good material now to go and start building the marsh outside of West Hill. I can probably put these away now. That have mending? That has mending. Yeah. Yeah, this is really good. Normally it's not this this intense. That's good to know. I wonder if be a good tip for anybody that wants to repair stuff is that if you're the only person online, log off for a minute and then come back on here and the piglins will be more plentiful. That's just about everything. That didn't even take 5 minutes, I don't think. We're almost done. I wish there was a way to turn down more specific stuff. I mean, I know I could turn down the like mob sounds and stuff, but it would be nice to turn down like individual mobs. If that makes sense. Like it would be nice to say like, I would like zombified piglin. I guess we could do it with a data pack because we've done that actually. I think I've got quieter ghasts and oh, there's one other mob that we've got quieter. Not is it Enderman? Yeah, you can find the audio files and then upload them as resource packs and like reduce the volume on them. I think it might be Enderman 2 Cosmic. All right. That is good to go. Can go there. We've got everything we need. We can just bail. 44 levels is plenty for the things we normally do. Never thought to check the fuel. Obviously we are out. This is one of those weird old bugs where the furnace doesn't split evenly. It goes into the first one first and then this one second, and then it doesn't divide. You'd think these was split from here, but it doesn't. Not the case. Same thing with the fuel. The fuel doesn't go evenly from this chest. You kind of, if you want even fuel, you have to manually put 2 chests there. We just made a bunch of gold carrots last stream, so we'll replenish the gold. And away we go. It's the kind of place where I wish we had like glass stairs and things like that. It'd be fun to have it be really round as opposed to so blocky. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this way is actually shorter. It might be longer. Flying in the nether, jumping off buildings in Satisfactory. There's just no pleasing Cosmic. So we gathered a bunch of mangrove wood, muddy mangrove roots, and mangrove roots when we were hanging out with Alistair yesterday on stream. We went to the mangrove swamp. He'd never been there, so it was fun to be able to show him where it is. And we hung out and talked for a bit. It was good. Next time we do that, we'll probably jump on the Discord. I don't know how to get... There's no way to really increase the audio on the proximity chat in game without making it really loud for me. Or making the game really loud for you. GrandpaCrafter, good to see you. Hope you're having a good Sunday so far. This would be a nice break from the town too, coming over and finishing this path. I feel like I got about 80% of the way done and then I kind of bailed on it. So something I'd like to do is increase the render distance on the server so the town comes into view as soon as you cross the bridge. That would be fun. I wonder how far that is. It's got to be more like 20 or 22 chunks. I feel like the render distance is 16 right now, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like how little you can see this marsh. I feel like I might want to expand it a little bit. Certainly we'll cut this down today. All right, dirt was, I guess, in the front here. Got grass. Mud box. One of these is mangrove roots. Then we've got mangrove wood. Not that we're going to need it, but it's easier to put it here than put it away in the keep. Gravel and cobblestone. I hear a skeleton somewhere. Don't need this right now. I'm not sure where my sword is, which is a problem. It must be in the keep somewhere. We get a stack and a half of gravel from that trip. No complaints there. Right. So the other day we left off with having only done a little bit of work there. So I need to go back over to the other marsh and take a look at it and see what other things I might want to do. I might have been trolling the chat just now. If you're not here live, then you didn't get the joke. Yeah, so that's how I did it. I went right up to the edge with a lot of this stuff. I think the key is going to be to have both roots and muddy roots in my inventory all at once. I think that's Safe to say a good bet. But before I even do that, I think I'm going to take these grass bits out. And we'll just use the geometry of the road and try to figure out a good adjustment here. I'm going to have to do this all manually later anyway. What was here? Coarse dirt, probably. Dan, I'm glad you found that funny. I feel less alone. All right, so let's start with this part down here. Kind of goes out in a weird sweep. I think I'd like to keep it a little bit more steady. One, two, three, four, five, six. Two, let's go. 2, 3. Yes, I know it'll grow back automatically, but I'd rather fill it in faster. Okay. Just so I can see a very clear change. Yeah, so like you can see right away by removing that and pulling it closer to the road, you can see more of the marsh, which is good. I don't know the solution to being able to see more of the marsh from down here. There really isn't one, I don't think. I mean, I could extend that road to be a little bit farther down this way, but I don't know if that's really what we want to do. I guess in that light, we could have this hill come down this way, and then you'd be going up a little bit sooner. Yeah, it feels weird to be putting all this work into this marsh, and you really can't see it from the road. But I don't see much of a change that we could do here without making it feel like a weird circle. Like this feels a little bit more natural, and if I make this wider here, I guess I could maybe make it a bean shape. Maybe that could be a thing. What if I have, let's grab something that's a different color. Well, I guess I could just carve it out. So what if right here behind me got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hmm. Thanks for the lurk, Voldare. I kind of like that idea. It's a little bit more solid. I don't know how we would connect it over here. I'd have to curve the other way. Three, two. This would probably be another 3. 4, 5. Maybe that's too far. Overall, I think it's a good idea. I just have to figure out the lines. That way it'll feel a little bit more natural maybe, and give us that advantage of being able to see more of it from the road. Yep. So we're back to doing more of what we did yesterday. But by expanding this, I think it'll be good. Yeah, I might have to work out that shape a little bit more, but that's not bad. That's not bad. The map is definitely helpful for this kind of thing. 100% Cosmic, I agree. Yeah, and I think that creates a nice barrier there too. Something visually interesting to see as you're coming in from the west. That's good. Yeah, definitely better. All right, let's just refine this a little bit. Guess I should go get some moss. Plus, it also cuts down the amount of stuff we have to do to fill in this area. Rather than putting bushes and stuff there, we can do a lot more here because it's just easier and less to do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that gotta be right. I think it might be better if it came in a little bit more. So we'll do 3 and 1, 2, 3 there. Whoops. get some coarse dirt too. Probably be easier to see the shape after I do that. Yeah, there is an advantage to the moss not breaking easily, but I actually now need to carry a hoe around with me, which drives me a little bit crazy. I think maybe doing the coarse dirt first will help us out a bit. There's something really satisfying about just going through like the edge of something, just following it around. Every now and again, especially when I'm in a technical mood in Minecraft, like I get the itch to like maybe try a skyblock world or something like that. Maybe I'll try something like that over the holidays. I mean, I know I've got Satisfactory going right now too, but I feel like it could be fun to have, you know, something technical and short term. Might be a good fun project after Westhill, actually. I've got other projects on the server, of course, but having the freedom of not worrying about whether it's part of a long-term world would be nice too. We need to go down one more. Hey, more gravel. Wow. That's a lot of gravel. I'll take it. We have to make a lot more coarse dirt anyway. I guess we'll just use grass, seeing as we have just so much of it. And I think I had to actually take out some of that. That's fine. Yeah, that's the plan, Cosmic. I was really in the mood for more Satisfactory, and so I thought I'd start Minecraft early so that I'm not streaming until like 6 or 7 my time, so hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. So we will switch after, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, and we'll play some Satisfactory as well. I'm really not sure how to handle the main bus in Satisfactory. Like I was thinking about it last night after stream, trying to figure out where to put all the belts, and I just don't know. I think we might have to do. I'm not sure how to get the main bus operating the way that I want. All right, so we can just fill this in with coarse dirt. And then we'll be able to see the shape of this a lot easier. And that is why I wanted the gravel. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with Satisfactory yesterday. It's nice to not be like puzzling over numbers so much as we are just like tracking progress and stuff. I thought that was fun. Okay, so you can see now the expansion that I'm going for. This feels a little bit strange. We might have to actually just fill this in temporarily. Remove that. And let's just put more of these. That should be everything. Right, so that feels very much like a heart, which I don't like. So I was right the first time. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's okay. No, that's too small. Okay. That looks really weird. Oh, more dirt required. Maybe I've made it too big. You wouldn't think this much measuring would go into making a marshland, but here we are. It's really hard to not to make it like symmetrical, like the bottom part. Maybe we have to do 2 there, 3 there. Oh, that doesn't work. Or does it? That's not bad. No math on Sundays, right? I'm happy with this top part. It's just this corner that I'm trying to work out. Maybe it has to start coming in this way. That's a little bit better. Maybe this whole part just has to be smoother. Two, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the difference with the hoe on moss is dramatic. That's a little bit better. Looks a little bit less like a heart. Yeah. And then, oops, if I smooth out this part up here a little bit better. One, two, three, four. We'll do at least 5, maybe 6 or 7. Oh wow, that's far too long. My bad. My mistake. Go here. One, two, three, four. I think that just has to be the same. So that 1, 2, 3, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That should work. Okay. Seem to have a lot of livestock wanting to be part of the marsh. So obviously we'll fix that. But I think that's pretty good. Any other small refinements will come as we start to mess around with plants. Red tail snail, welcome in. Thanks for coming by as always. Just about. Doop, 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 doop. Done. So now we'll be able to see that a little clearer from up here. Yeah. Yeah, we just need to smooth this part out a little bit. And I think really all we need to do is just add a few here. And maybe move that down. Yeah, pretty good. I think that's everything. Now, when we come in down this road, you make it look easy. Well, 3 years of practice, remember. 3 years of practice. See, at least now you can see a lot more marsh happening. A lot more blue from here. And that'll change when we get more grass and things happening in there too. Don't think I'm going to need more coarse dirt, but we should probably make some for the future. Thanks for the sleep, Cosmic. We're running out of room in this spot, though. I guess I should probably go dump off the stone. And we'll take that stuff back. Time to make a small inventory adjustment. I don't even know why I have that. I feel like the moss carpet can go back in here. I think we got that from the swamp. Yep. Time for some adjustments. My contribution to West still 3 years of sleeping so you don't have to. No, not at all. You've dropped off a lot of material. That's something else I should mention more often, is that there's been a number of times where server mates have been just like, yeah, sure, grab the honey or grab the deep slate, or, I don't think I've ever had to worry about stone, but I've definitely had andesite dropped off. So while I've built this all myself, there's definitely been some fun and generous neighborly efforts to drop off some material. Sometimes, obviously, it's a win-win, right? Because someone's like, I don't know what to do with all of this deep slate. I'm not sure where to store it. So, like, you're kind of helping in that way. And someone doesn't have to worry about where they're going to put stuff. Oh, I had the jungle box out there, didn't I? So that stays out there. This can go in here. This redstone bit can go in there. Oh, that's why that's in there. What do we have in here that I don't need? have in here? It really all makes sense. I guess the buttons, maybe? I don't know why I've got cobwebs in there. I guess for like item dispenser things. Remove the signs. I'd rather have droppers than signs. Nope. Is it there? Oh, that's full. I guess we put this over here. Sand. You'll keep digging out big areas of deep slate. Someone might benefit from it. Well, hey. I don't know where to put this player head. I guess we'll just throw it over here somewhere. There's my sword. Okay. Let's put that in the chest where I'm working, just in case. And I'm pretty sure all my coal... Now it's officially a full shulker box, but for this, I think we'll just mine it. Oh, the toolbox is outside. Crap. My fortune tools are at the dig site. Fine. Easy to manage. I do have coal for days. And other than, I think it's just been like, you know, some people just like a block and they want to mine it, or just they find it satisfying to have a lot of it. And I never have to worry about like what fuel source I'm going to use. Do I have to go for, you know, blaze rods? Like I just, whenever I need coal, I can just mine a little bit, fortune it up, and have coal blocks. That's usually what I use for smelting, is coal blocks. It's just, it's so easy to get. As long as you take the time to grab it, or make a habit of grabbing it whenever you see it, I find that you'll just always be able to get more of it. Break time, says Cosmic. Thank you. Good timing. Put that there. See, that's almost a stack of coal, right? Easy breezy. Usually we run out of cracked stone bricks or something. All right. And then we've got jungle here. Oak is there. Cool. I take a break once an hour, folks. If you are new to the channel, then I just step away, grab a drink. You should too. Maybe even poke a friend, say, hey, we're streaming, and invite them on in. Always trying to grow the channel a little bit. We're going to continue on with this Marsh when I get back. And as I mentioned earlier, the plan today is to do a double header. So we'll play some Minecraft and we'll play some Satisfactory. So if you're enjoying the stream, the chill afternoon, then feel free to park it. Grab yourself a snack. We'll be back in, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. All right, let's make some marshlands. Oh, hello, skeleton. In gold armor, not burning up in the sunshine. Victory. Looks like another one was over here. I'm sure we will find use for the bones. All right, before we get into this, I want to take another close look at the marsh we did over here. I need mud blocks as well, I think, and I feel like I did a lot more of these roots closer to the edge, maybe? Or maybe it's just a lot of empty space close to the edge. Okay. Tarsiris subscribing with Prime 26 months in a row. Thanks so much, Tarsiris. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Mud blocks. Now this just takes forever. There's no way around it. I just have to slowly fill it all in. Although I guess one thing I should do is remove this old line. Oh, whoops. Missed a spot here. Well, actually, that makes sense. I put all of my coarse dirt away. You have a thought process for how you are placing these, or is it pretty much random? No, it's not like totally random. I'm more avoiding... The thing I'm trying to think of most is avoiding making a checker pattern. So the patterns that I tend to see when I do this, even though you try not to make a pattern because, you know, you're trying to make it look natural, but I mean, humans just naturally make patterns, and really there's a lot of patterns in nature too. Just depends on what you're looking for. But I tend to do something like this, where there's 2 blocks of water, and then 2 blocks, and then like an angle, or the L shape. And what I try to avoid is this. Right? I don't want that. Right? I don't want it to look like a checkerboard. So I usually will, you know, move something like that in there. Double that up there. Maybe put something like that there, and then maybe remove that. Right? And just try to make it look more a little bit more squirrely in general. I mean, honestly, we're going to have to come back through with different textures anyway. I think the idea is that I have to do it all in mangrove roots first, is probably the most effective. And then come back through and texture it. It takes a long time, but it tends to be worth it in the long run. And you got to remember that we can only plant grass on mud and muddy mangrove roots. You can't put grass on these ones. The mangrove roots. So this is going to take an absolute eon, but it will be worth it in the end, as we've discovered because we've done this once before. And the results are really cool. I gotta say, I was pretty tickled that Pixar likes it so much, because he's one of the builders that I really admire and, you know, knows his stuff. And, you know, as a co-host on the Sponge Chunks, it was really cool that he really enjoyed the swamp that we made. Swamp, marsh. I did it again. I keep on calling it a swamp, but they're marshes. Technical term. I'm not sure whether it's easier to go all around the edge first, or whether it's just easier to continue straight across. I think what I did last time was I kind of backed up and saw, you know, like, okay, looking at this space here, I feel like there could be a little bit more mud. Try to spread it out a little bit. And I'm also trying not to do that where these are directional, and to keep them a little bit more neutral. Don't need, well, I might need that. Roots, mud, and dirt. I'm sure I went through and I had to reduce the density in the other one. You usually find it helpful to have Alistair say it'll be worth it in the end. Well, it's something that's taking you longer than you want. Yeah, that's fair. I'm a pretty patient person, but I find that when I get close to the finish line on something, like I just want to finish it, you know? I think that's why I've been, you know, focusing so much on West Hill when there are other things I could take a break and do all kinds of stuff. You know, I was talking to Alistair yesterday live on stream. Oh, Cosmic's gonna sleep. He needs some helps with some paths around his build, and I mean I could do that at any time, but I'm trying to focus on West Hill and see if I can't make sure that this gets finished, you know. I think that looks pretty random. Not too bad. I was trying to think about a way that I might be able to iterate and create something slightly newer. I don't know what other blocks would look good in here. Podzol doesn't look good. Someone mentioned the other day putting grass and seagrass down, but there's something else I was trying to think of that would look good. And it's the same sort of patterns with the water too. It's either like a little L shape or a little straight line. As long as you're not putting them too close to one another in the same orientation, it seems to look okay. Switch that around. Brown mushroom block might be a possibility, but might be too bright. Yeah, the other thing that I bring in here is stripped dark oak. But again, that's you got to be careful with that because you can't put plants on top of it. So it looks good. And it kind of fits. You know, like you could put it in a place like right here. Right? Totally works. But you can't put stuff on top of it. Other than like a bush. But you can't put like grass and things. So one of the things that we can do that's nice about all of this is we can come in here with bone meal just as like a proof of concept. And that makes all the water parts feel really lush and green, right? Right, so you get the green bits down there. But then you can also come back in through here and do stuff like that, which is great. And you can switch that up with ferns and you can add, you know, stuff in there, but you can't put anything there and you can't put that grass, of course, on that. So, and we've got lichen, but lichen has a weird glow with my shader pack and it's a weird blue. What I wish we had was like a green kind of version of the cherry blossoms. What are they called? Pink petals. You know, like the lichen, it probably looks okay, but and in a way, I mean, it would be kind of weird to have a glowy swamp, right? It doesn't look awful, but if I put shaders on, you'll see. So less in the daytime, but at nighttime it has a really weird blue glow. So maybe when it gets dark, I'll show you how weird that looks. It also doesn't match the grass at all. Hey, McScrewgunn, how's it going? How did the FedEx trip go the other day? Package delivered? I got your message. I have yet to reply, but I did read it, and I'm sure we can figure something out. Soul sand and stuff, it just has such a weird pattern to it. It doesn't match. It matches in color, but it doesn't really work with everything else that I'm doing in terms of the patterns. Like the color is fine. It's the patterns and stuff. It would also make this a real pain in the butt to make. Funny way to put it, yes. Okay, good. Speaking in code. See, now that's something I try to avoid. So we'll get rid of that. And all that, and it's been 20% maybe. And that's just this layer. So how's everyone's day? Small talk. Yeah. Anybody playing any good video games right now? Anything that's on like Game Pass or something that would be good? I downloaded and installed Gotham Knights, but I haven't tried it yet. That's on Game Pass. Keep on hearing splashes coming out of the like my left earbud, and it's just me, but it feels like something behind me. We're probably going to have some bushes along here that kind of cascade down in. So thinking about the fact that this is a marshy area, I'd imagine that a lot of this, we might have to reinforce this as piled up stone so that it doesn't look like, because this would sink if it was on a real marsh. So we have to be careful with that. The idea is that this would just be a fun strategic place to put your wall, because then like people coming up against your wall, like, I mean, they're screwed. Like they really can't get close enough to do anything. But I feel like this should feel maybe built up a bit with some foliage and some bushes. So similar to what we have here, but like coming down over the edge maybe. That could be cool. All right, let me just turn on the shaders here while it's getting dark. And you'll see Glow Lichen has this weird bright color to it. Usually the sun has to go down completely. I tried using it on a couple of buildings in town and it didn't work out at all. Korax, hello. Risk of Rain. I've heard about that. Need to catch up on Final Fantasy XIV. So I've been listening to the Grinding Gears podcast with Garrett Weinzerl and Kyle Ferguson. Fantastic show. There's a link on the citadelcafe.com to, I think it's Amove TV on YouTube. Yeah, see how bright that is? It's weird. It would look cool if you were doing it in like a mystical forest or something, or like it would look cool in a taiga forest because it's got that blue kind of teal hint to it, but it doesn't really jive for what I want to do. It is really dark along this road. We will have to add some street lamps and stuff. So I was listening to Grinding Gears, and they were talking about the World of Warcraft announcement and the fact that their Warcraft is doing or World of Warcraft is doing like 3 years, 3 expansions, all linked together. So it's like part 1, 2, and 3. They're playing the long game, essentially. And I've been trying to get into other MMOs for a while. I tried Palia, I tried Guild Wars 2, and I started. My first MMO was World of Warcraft, and I still really like it. Like, I still really like that aesthetic. I just don't like. I didn't like the way that it took the direction in, I think it was Warlords, and I tried to play with some friends, but they were really far ahead of me, and so we ended up they ended up just kind of giving me stuff to catch up, and then that didn't feel right. And so I really haven't been in it since Warlords. And when you're not playing very much and it's a $20 a month subscription Canadian, that's huge. So I decided to bail on it. But if there's a reason to come back, then I'd be very curious to try that, because I want another MMO. Like, I want to try to find an MMO. I was really sad when WildStar fell apart. I really liked WildStar. Korek says you're an Elder Scrolls Online person. I haven't played in a while, though. The newest Necrom expansion I hear is really good storyline. So here's the thing. I didn't really like Skyrim, so I'm less inclined to get into things like Elder Scrolls Online. I know that it's supposed to be different, but I haven't really reconciled that in my brain. Yeah, if you're not a fan of the world, it's hard to get into any of the games. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, Skyrim, I joke about it because I call Skyrim a walking simulator. And that's, I mean, like, in a way, it's sort of being a little bit cheeky, because, I mean, World of Warcraft, I used to walk everywhere. I preferred that kind of, exploration and experience to, like, flying everywhere, you know? Oh, thunder shower. That we can sleep through. We'll save the pigs. Oh, Cosmic beat me to it. So I would love to find another MMO, but all the other MMOs that are currently being talked about, they're years away. Like, whatever Riot does will probably be really cool, but that's not going to be ready anytime soon. What else is out right now? I tried Palia. Palia was just grindy. Palia it has a mobile vibe to it that I really didn't like. It was pretty, but ultimately not for me. I know a couple of members of our community are I think still playing Palia. So I'm not criticizing anybody's love of it if they really enjoy it. Wayward Realms? What's that? Not heard of that one. Garrett was talking on their show the other day, and he said something that I really identify with, which is he really dislikes the fact that people start talking about MMOs the moment that they think of them. Like a studio is like, oh, we have an idea for an MMO. Let's tell everybody. And it's just like, it is 12 years away from being anywhere near, something tangible. And yet they're talking about it. It's like, come on, guys. That said, Greg Street, former Blizzard, I think he was the head of design. I don't remember. But he's doing a new game with his new company. And Scott Johnson from Frogman Studios is doing a monthly podcast about it. Officially, like able to interview the devs and stuff like that. So like that should be interesting. If nothing else from a game design perspective, even if you don't really, if you're not like looking to play the game, then at least you could like listen to a game dev podcast, right? But Scott does fantastic content, so like I'd probably listen just to catch up on what he's up to, This is taking a country mile. Remember what I said about being patient? I could feel it running out. Anything that does come out will not appeal to the masses in the same way that the old games did, because the market is just too varied for one game to tend to everything now. No, that's fair. I think the thing that I don't want is I don't want arbitrary grind, and I would prefer a store that's cosmetic, obviously. And like a lot of the Eastern MMOs that come out, they're always just pay to win, and that's always a thing that I'm critical of. So it looks very brown when you first start, and it eventually goes more green. You can see kind of like how it has some brown undertones over there. And you can see how the bone meal helps too. Looks awesome. There's just a lot of it. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Man. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do a double header today, because it does break up the monotony a bit. I feel like that's one of those things where you get a reply, but like say someone's name a lot in a sentence. Like, there's something really formal about that that always kind of like, ugh. It's like when one of my best friends texts me, it's like, "Hi Joel, how are you?" Instead of like, "Hey man," or "What's up, dude?" It's just like, why? It's like you're texting me. Like you know who you're messaging. I know who you are because your name is coming up on my phone. Like it's it's like if someone's like writing you and it's like I don't want to use anybody's name. I'll use a made up name just so I don't call anybody up. It's like, "Hi Joel, it's Frank," and the email is from Frank Smith. And it's like, well, yeah, Frank, I got that far. Like, why are you announcing yourself? Bizarre. It's Leaguer. Well played. I think you came in right at the right time, Leaguer. Well played. Anyway, going back to the MMO talk. I'm curious because there's new expansions for WoW. I mean, I haven't played WoW in years, so there'd be a ton of new content. I don't know whether WoW is something people would want to watch me stream, since I mean, I think a lot of people that would be fans of that game have probably already played and caught up to it. You know? Oh, I thought you needed Silk Touch for those. I guess you don't. The Druid Gen, it's like when your grandmother comments on Facebook. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. My stepdad used to have to sign his name to Facebook comments because they shared, my mom and my stepdad shared an account, but I think he's got his own now. Oh, it's a lot of checkerboard patterns. You know you're doing it right when you can't really get a straight line. Like I'm trying to go right to left here, but you can, like, because of the nature of the pattern, you don't ever really like have a nice even edge to it. This is the kind of thing that would be really interesting to use AI for. Like if you said, "Hey, create a block pattern that's, got no more than 3 water touching, no more than 3 blocks of a kind touching in any specific way." There must be some sort of like mathematical algorithm for it. I could probably do something in Photoshop where you just kind of create like a speckle pattern and just like decrease and increase the density, and it'll probably do something very similar. Goes a little bit faster when you try not to think. Try to get a bird's eye view here. I think that's pretty even. I'm not seeing anything that's too problematic. I'll go back in with different textures. Like I can see some parts that are more brown because I really haven't been that good at spreading the mud around, but it's not bad. I do enjoy the brown or the smooth dark oak, the strip dark oak. You're almost done. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Is that how you start a prompt for AI, Joel? Hey, ChatGPT, what's up, Joel? I would love that. I would really like to see the virtual assistants that we have in homes get a lot better. I've got Alexa in my living room, and I use it to like turn on my Xbox and stuff, and I've got skills set up for it, but they only work about 70% of the time. The other time it's just like, well, would you like me to turn on, if I walk into the living room and I use the wake word and I say, you know, on screen, it's meant to turn on my Xbox, my TV lights, and the TV. And sometimes it does exactly that. And then other times it's like, would you like me to do that on the Roku? Or would you like me to do that on the Xbox? And the skill is turn on all the things. And it's like, which of the things would you like me to turn on? It's like, no, I've already told you. I've set this up in the background. Turn on all the things. But I'm not sure why it only works some of the time. It always looks a little bit overwhelming and brown until you start putting all the bushes down. I'm gonna go take another look at that other marsh just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything or making any mistakes I'm gonna regret later. Yeah, we've got some of that. I think the thing that I did with the wood is that I did it here where you could see it close to the bridge, but I don't think I used it very much back there. I think I wanted that to be denser, and then the foliage gets a little bit more sparse the closer you get to it flowing underneath the bridge, just because I feel like the water would be moving faster. The use of vines in there, and those are jungle leaves too. Remember that. The ferns really help it as well. We tried a couple different designs for cattails and it just did not work. Oh, and the dead bush is a nice touch too. I don't think I have very many of those. We will have to go find a desert. I don't know if there's a desert. I think it's north. That's the mangrove swamp. Man, somebody's been flying around. I guess that was probably us looking for cherry groves. What's this? I want to say this is ocean monument territory. Oh no, that's our coral reef. Never mind. We've got a huge coral reef on the server. Could have sworn there was another spot that I had set up for a double ocean monument. Don't know where that is. I thought it was here. Thought it was like this area. Oh well. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. Take a walk in from this side. Minus the cow butt. Let's see how this looks. And we've not even really gone far enough that you can see much because of the angle. All that work and you can barely see it. I mean, it looks good from here. It will look good, I think, in the end. It'll be really fun. Again, going over the bridge, I think this will create like a fun viewing experience. I think I might even scale this part back here a little bit. Just to get a little bit more. And if you're coming down from up here, yeah, I mean, that really creates something, really frames the road, draws your attention definitely to the town right away. I mean, more so right now because of all the blue, but once that's there, I think it'll look really cool. Farther back, I wonder what it looks like. With Zero's world map, it's the parts that are uncovered are for me. Oh, okay. So, right, that would make sense. I think that was me looking for the Cherry Grove. Red Posh, hello. I forgot how cool this gate is from this side. Finishing this road is another thing that's on the list. Yeah, that's a fun reveal, especially now that we got that wheat field in the background. I've not been over here since we did that. Now imagine, you've got this farmhouse, which is old and ugly. There will be a farm there, and then imagine a building like right there. Maybe not that tall, but like there's a building like right there. I think that'll help frame, like it'll put something here at the end of the wheat farm, but then also balance out the structure over there. This feels very flat, so having something here I think will be good. When people ask, when I think about, or how I think about these things, it's usually that. It's usually, I'm thinking about it like a painting composition from different viewing vantage points around. Nope, don't want to make the same pattern again. I hope I have enough mangrove roots. About 600 times in this series, imagine a building right there. Not at all, not that tall. Joel building the building a year later. Yep. The list gets long quite quickly. Oops. Oh, close. Red Posh, thanks. Yeah, it's coming together. Obviously, a lot of layers yet to come. And obviously a weird pattern that I've made there. Whoops. Whoops. All right. Let's see here. I find sometimes it's almost more important to look at pattern that you might be making with the water, because that's what's going to end up being visible. A lot of this is going to get covered up with plants and things. Oh, outer roots. Yep. Getting real close. You do have a lot of patience. I'm doing a task that is smaller than this, but very monotonous, which is why I'm currently thousands of blocks away looking for a camel. Procrastination doesn't happen in Minecraft. What are you talking about? I mean, I was avoiding West Hill for like, 2 or 3 streams. I wasn't in the mood, It's that, I think it's that pressure of trying to finish something that you've been working on for a really long time. Yeah, I do find it goes a lot faster when you're looking at the blue patterns rather than the mud and dirt. Hey, Delara, how's it going? Mud and Roots. Yeah, we're doing another marshland. This time we're in front of West Hill. I think we've made a decent amount of progress today. So we're gonna do something like this, just here, much larger. This is the same size now. I'd say even bigger than what we had done before. So a big undertaking, but the first one was kind of a proof of concept, and now I know that it works and looks good. So we will be employing the new skill. I'm totally not procrastinating my satisfactory build by playing Minecraft. Actually, it's the other way around. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, for anybody that's new today, we're going to be doing both. We'll be playing Minecraft for a bit, and then we'll be switching to satisfactory. Probably soon, actually. What time is it now? 2 o'clock? I would rather not work until 7 p.m. today, because I've got show prep for tomorrow and stuff like that. Show prep, you say? Yeah, Spawn Chunks. If you didn't know, that's me. Pixel Riffs and Joel from the Spawn Chunks. It's funny, you know, like when I'm on stream and I'm out on the internet, I call them Pixel Riffs, but on stream, like on the show, I'm pretty sure I call him Johnny most of the time. Every once in a while I might say Pix, but I think when we have a guest that might know him better as Pixel Riffs, I tend to use Pixel Riffs. I'm going to adjust the timing on my lights. I've got some automatic lights in my studio, and my evening lights just came on at 2 p.m., which is weird. I don't think they, because they're only Bluetooth, I don't think they observe daylight savings time, so I've got to like reprogram them to be on at like 3:30 instead of 2. Stream is at 2 hours. Thanks, Cosmic. I think what I'll do is I'll probably get through what's left in my inventory here for this particular block, because that is really going to be where we end up being stuck. I don't think this will take very long. Yeah, we've only got a stack left. So a lot of this edge is probably going to change, because like I said, I want it to look like this wall might be propped up by stuff. I think having a lot of mossy cobble down here could be good. Have it look a little bit more sturdy. Ooh, that's a lot in a row. Let's switch that up. Something feels weird. Don't normally do 3 in a row. I think that's probably what it is. Whoop. Have we gotten halfway done? That's close. Joel does words. That's close. Thank you for the sleep, Cosmic. Appreciate it. Actually, the whole stream, that's been very helpful. It was nice actually yesterday to hang out with Alistair live on stream. I'm hoping to do more of that now that Westhill is coming to a close. There'll be more opportunities, I think, to work with other folks on the server. I know Cosmic is looking forward to having a mob farm underneath Somerville, and that would be a fun technical project to jump in on, you know. That's it. Last 2 blocks. So I can make more, but I think that's probably a good opportunity to switch over to Satisfactory for the day, because I feel like a little overwhelmed, you know, and it's a lot of like looking down and just doing the same thing over and over again. But that's a good amount of progress, and the other stuff is a lot less, I guess, technical. It's a lot more free flowing when you're putting in the bushes and things. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's take a little stroll here. I keep forgetting about that pink tree on the on the cliff. Yeah, I think when that's covered in lush green stuff and not maybe in shadow by the wall from the shaders. I guess that's probably the main tower there. As the day goes on, I think that's pretty good. And then it's a very long, kind of like, if you look this way, it'll be really dense and look really cool. And I think now that I'm looking at this half finished, I think it would be a really good idea when we get to about here, about 2/3 of the way done, I think I'll start to make this more sparse. So like it'll really start to feel more like open water here and then more marshy in this end. I think that'll be good because I like the idea of actually seeing water from where we are right now. So let me get my crosshair out. Like maybe from about there, you know, if that was all blue going to the cliff's edge there at the riverbank, I think that would be really cool. Someone is leaving a cherry tree up there. Yeah. Who would do that? Who would do that? Yeah, looks good. Right on, folks. I'm going to take a slightly longer break between streams. We're going to switch over to Satisfactory, but hopefully you've enjoyed the Minecraft so far. Be sure to tune in later on next week. We'll be getting back into Minecraft. There will be a special Satisfactory stream on Tuesday, of course, because they've got update 8 coming out. And so I'll be bouncing back and forth between those two. As the weather gets kind of grosser here and colder, I'm hoping to stream more, but it depends on how much work I have going on behind the scenes and other projects, that kind of thing. You can also listen to the Spawn Chunks podcast every Monday, new episode recording tomorrow. And of course, the Citadel Cafe podcast. That has a new episode out right now with myself and Brockett talking about holiday specials and films specifically. And it was Pass or Play. If you're familiar with that, it's a kind of a quick answer. Brockett prepares a list of films and we decide yay or nay. Is it something you're a fan of, not a fan of? Quick explanation and we move on. There must have been about 20 films we talked about. So it was a really fun conversation. Brockett always brings the preparedness with that kind of stuff, and he likes those kind of games, so it was a good show. I will be back in about 10 minutes for Satisfactory if you are sticking around. I hope you are, because I think it's a nice way to spend your Sunday afternoon. But thanks again for the support at the top of the stream. For anybody else that came in later on, Terceris, thanks for the prime. Cosmic, thank you for moderating, and everyone, thanks for hanging out. But again, don't go anywhere. If you just kind of sit here, you'll notice the stream switch over, and we'll start some more Satisfactory stuff. Bye for now.